In this video, I'm going to walk you through a full Rise Vision digital signage setup, from connecting your first display all the way to having the right people manage that content without having to reach out to IT every time they need something changed. After working with school districts, corporate campuses, and multi-location organizations on their Rise Vision setup, we know exactly what makes one that people actually use versus one that stops getting updated 2 weeks after it's installed. So whether you've just signed up or whether you are still evaluating, this will cover everything you need to know. So let's dive in. The first thing you need to do is get your display connected. Rise Vision works with whatever hardware you already have. Whether it's an existing TV in the hallway, a Raspberry Pi, a Chromebook, a Windows or Linux device, you don't need to replace anything to get started. And if you do want dedicated signage hardware, we offer our own Rise Vision media player or Avocor displays that pair right into the platform, but they're completely optional. So to connect any screen, you install the Rise Player application on the device, or the media player as we commonly refer to it, and that is what's connected to the display. You can download the Rise Vision Player application from the displays page on your account or from our help center. Once it's installed and running on the device, the Rise Player will generate an activation code that you'll see across the screen. This activation code is how you'll link your display to your Rise Vision account. You enter the code on the Displays tab, you give that display a name, you assign it to a location, and it shows up in your account from that point forward. Everything after that, what content runs on it, when that content runs, and who can make changes, that gets managed from your dashboard and pushed to the display remotely. By the way, if you want to start using Rise Vision yourself, you can get a free demo by clicking on the first link in the description, but let's keep going here. Now that your display is connected, the next step is building the content that runs on it. And in Rise Vision, that content lives inside a presentation. A presentation is a playlist of content items that plays through on a loop. You control what's in it, you control the order it plays in, and you specify how long each item stays on screen before it cycles to the next content item. To start, head to the presentation section of your dashboard and click Create Presentation. The fastest way to get something on the screen would be to start with the template from our library. We have over 750 professionally designed templates that cover announcements, schedules, event promotions, recognition displays, safety messaging, and much, much more. You just pick the one that fits your use case, swap in the text that you want to use, insert your logo, and it's ready to publish within a few minutes. No design work required. Once you have your base presentation built, then you can start adding content types to that same playlist. If you're managing a school calendar or a meeting room schedule, you can connect Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar, and the events populate on screen automatically whenever something changes. You add integrations right inside the playlist editor by selecting the content type and connecting your specific account. For teams that have already designed in Canva, the integration lets you sync those designs straight into Rise Vision. So whenever that Canva file gets updated, the displays get updated with it in Rise Vision. So once your presentation is ready, the next step is assigning it to a display and deciding when it runs. From your dashboard, you create a new schedule, pick which displays it applies to, and set the timing from there. You can assign a presentation to a single display, a group of displays, or every screen in your account at once, depending on how broadly that content applies. Scheduling is how you control when specific content will appear on the screen. For example, if you want a lunch menu in the cafeteria running from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. and then a general announcements board for the rest of the day on the displays, you can set that up and the platform handles all the timing from there. The presentations stop and start automatically, and you can adjust the schedule at any time from the dashboard without touching the physical display. There's also an override schedule for anything that needs to go on outside of the regular rotation. This lets you interrupt whatever is currently playing on the display to show something specific for a set window of time, and when that override ends, the normal schedule picks back up automatically. So if something needs to go up on every hallway screen right now, you can push it from the dashboard in a couple of minutes without disrupting everything else running underneath. Once the schedule is set, you hit publish from inside the presentation, and the content starts running on the display right away. Any updates that need to be made to the presentation, you simply update them in the presentation editor, press publish, and those changes are pushed out to all displays showing that presentation automatically. The last part of the setup is user access, and that's what keeps Rise Vision manageable once you have displays across more than one area. That's because without multiple users, all the content management sits with whoever created the account. And that becomes a bottleneck fast, and you have different departments or buildings trying to keep their screens current, all going through one person. The permission system lets you give each person the right level of access for their role without opening up the entire account to everyone. You add users directly from the dashboard and assign each one a role based on what they need access to. In the users section of your account, you add someone by entering their email and assigning them a role that controls what they can see and what they can change. A coordinator who manages one department's screens gets access to those screens and nothing else. And someone with publishing access controls what actually goes live across the entire organization, while your IT team stays out of the day-to-day content changes entirely. You can also turn on content approval workflows if you want a review step before anything publishes. This is useful when you have editors submitting content, but want a principal, a communications director, or a department head to sign off before it gets to the screens. Once it's on, submitted content sits in an approval queue until someone with publisher permissions approves it, so nothing goes live without a review. For any organizations that want to use single sign-on or SSO, RiseVision supports SAML-based authentication. That means that staff log in with the same credentials that they use for everything else, and user provisioning can be handled automatically through your identity provider. For larger districts, this removes the requirement to automatically create accounts for every single person who needs access to the platform. So if you want to get started with RiseVision yourself, you can get a free demo by clicking the first link in the description. You'll have access to everything we talked about today, from the template library and integrations, all the way through to scheduling, user roles, and the approval workflows. Again, you can get your free demo by clicking on the first link in the description. And if you want to see some of the different use cases of digital signage for K-12 schools, then check out this video next.